Seeds of the Silent Earth, Chapter 2, The Goat's Gift. Page 6. The first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of pale orange and dusty rose. Elara rose, her body stiff from sleeping on the hard floor. Today was the day she would introduce the village to the true value of their goats. She led them to the small enclosure where the goats were kept, their bleating a welcome sound in the stillness. "Today, we learn about the goat's gift," she announced, her voice strong and clear. "Not just milk, not just meat, but something even more essential to our survival." She pointed to the piles of droppings scattered throughout the enclosure. "This," she declared, scooping a handful of the pellet-like waste, "is the foundation of our future." A ripple of unease spread through the villagers. They had always regarded animal waste as a nuisance, a foul byproduct of survival. Now Elara was presenting it as a treasure. Page 7. "But it's just waste," a woman named Mara stammered, her brow furrowed. Elara rose, her eyes meeting Mara's. "It's transformed waste, Mara, nature's way of recycling. Without the fertilizers of the old world, we must learn to work with what we have." She led them to a pit dug into the earth, a layered compost heap in its early stages. "We mix the goat droppings with dried leaves, vegetable scraps, even ash from our fires. This creates a rich, fertile soil, a food for our plants." She demonstrated, carefully layering the materials, explaining the process of decomposition and the role of microorganisms. The villagers watched, their initial skepticism slowly giving way to curiosity. Alara's passion was contagious, her knowledge practical and grounded. She spoke of the importance of aeration, of maintaining the right moisture balance, of allowing nature to work its magic. Page 8. "It will take time," she cautioned, "but with patience and care, this compost will nourish our crops, allowing us to grow food even in this harsh land." That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the villagers began to gather their own scraps, their eyes filled with a newfound hope. The goat, once merely a source of milk and meat, had become a symbol of renewal. Over the next few days, Elara and the villagers worked together to build more compost heaps, experimenting with different combinations of materials. They learned to turn the compost regularly, to monitor its moisture content, to recognize the signs of successful decomposition. One morning, as Elara turned a heap of compost, she noticed a rich, earthy smell, a sweet aroma that filled the air. She scooped up a handful of the dark, crumbly material, its texture soft and yielding. "It's ready," she announced, her voice filled with excitement. "The compost is ready." Page 9. The villagers gathered around, their faces lit with anticipation. They watched as Elara carefully spread the compost around the base of a struggling tomato plant, its leaves yellowed and withered. Within days, the plant began to show signs of new growth, its leaves turning a vibrant green. The success of the compost was a turning point for the village. It was a tangible demonstration of Elara's knowledge, a testament to the power of nature's cycles. The villagers began to see the world in a new light, to appreciate the interconnectedness of all living things. They started to collect every scrap of organic waste, every fallen leaf, every bit of ash from their fires. They built more compost heaps, experimenting with different methods, learning from their mistakes and celebrating their successes. Page 10. Elara also showed them how to create a simple, nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer by steeping goat droppings in water. This compost tea was used to water their seedlings, giving them a boost of essential nutrients. The liquid fertilizer was a quick way to help the plants. The village was slowly transforming, becoming a place of innovation and resourcefulness. The goats, once just animals for food, were now a vital part of the ecosystem. Their droppings a precious resource, their milk a source of nourishment, their presence a symbol of hope. The goat's gift was more than just fertilizer. It was the gift of knowledge, the gift of community, the gift of a future.